Good afternoon, everyone. This is Neha Singh, Registered Migration Agent with Aussizz Group. Today, I would be taking this live session, which Aussizz Group conducts every Friday. It's an online session, and it's very informative and very interactive session. I would be taking a few of the latest migration updates which are coming up in this industry. And if you have anyone have any questions related to any of your migration related queries, you are more than welcome to ask questions during this session, and I will try to answer all the questions as much as I can in this session. And if I'm not able to answer to any of your questions, you are most welcome to contact me on the given numbers, and I'll be more than happy to help you out with your questions and queries related to your PR pathway and migration. So in this session today, I would be taking up the latest updates into the migration industry, which is going on from few months. The department is coming up with frequent changes in many field, many visa subclasses. There had been a lot of changes going on. So I'll be taking up few of the topics. I'll be discussing the latest updates in relation to 485 visa, 482 visa, visitor visa, student visas, and many more. And you feel free to ask all your questions if you have any. So starting with the most hot topic of the month is that from 1st of July this year 2024, the 485, there would be many changes coming up for the 485 visa, temporary graduate visa. The first thing the department has come up with the 485 visa have that the English requirement for the temporary graduate visa has been changed from overall 6 to overall 6.5, and not less than 5.5 each in all the four modules of IELTS or equivalent English exams. This change has already been implemented for the 485 visa. The age criteria, which used to be 50 years before for the 485 visa, it will be reduced to 35 years from 1st of July this year. So most of the people who are eligible, who are eligible to apply before 1st of July because of their age, if they would not be, they should apply before 1st of July. This is one of the major change they have come up with the 485 temporary graduate visa. The other changes is that the 2 years of extension for the eligible course codes, which was being granted to people who have done bachelor's or master's and their course was in the eligible courses, that will cease from 1st of July. So if you check with the migration agent, if your course is eligible for the 2 years of extension, then you should do it. You should apply for your extension for 2 years before 1st of July, because it will end by 1st of July. And the stay period would change again for the 485 visa. For bachelor's, it will be up to 2 years. Master's course and extended, it will be up to 2 years. Master's is research and PhD, it will be up to 3 years. But the good thing is, Indian passport holders, people who are doing bachelor's, it will be up to 2 years. But if you have done bachelor's in STEM or ICT, it will be up to 3 years. Master's for any course extended or research will be 3 years, and PhD it will be 4 years. So these are a few of the changes. Apart from this, the namings for the visas would also be changed. The graduate work stream visa, which was for the people who have done diploma or certificates in vet sector, that used to be called a graduate work stream, would be replaced to post vocational education work stream. And the people who have done bachelor's or master's, the stream was used to call as post-study work stream. It will be replaced from 1st of July by the name post-high education work stream. Apart from this, the replacement stream for the 485 visa would cease from 1st of July this year. Um, But there is some changes. The people who are holding passport from Hong Kong or British passport holder, there would not be any changes. No age exemption, age there, the age would remain the same, 50 years, and they would be getting the visa for 5 years, irrespective of their bachelor's or master's. Now, taking up some questions. Might There is a question from someone saying, I began my job ready after completing the certificate for in commercial cookery, and I have a positive outcome for cook and chef. However, I have read on the ENSCO page the description of the chef profession. They say that I must have diploma at least. I have the diploma of hospitality management, but TRA did not verify it and it is not listed on the final letter. Can I submit my EOI as a chef even though this qualification is not on the TRA outcome letter? If I can apply as a chef for the skills visa, do I need to start counting my experience after completing my diploma? So for the job ready program, for a chef, the minimum qualification marked by TRA is certificate 4 in commercial cookery. So if you are having certificate 3 and 4 and you have done diploma as well, it is all good. You can go. Minimum qualification for a chef is certificate 4. So you are holding that. That is not a problem. You can submit your expression of interest as a chef, even though this diploma has not been mentioned on your TRA outcome letter. And with your experience, the experience would be counted from post study, which is minimum certificate for commercial cookery. So you can count your experience from the completion date of your certificate 4. We have a question. My sister is finishing her diploma in nursing in October this year, but her visa is expiring in December. So, do you recommend going for her bachelor's straight away, or do you recommend going for 18 months of 485 visa and try for 190 and 491? Please advise. So, first of all, if your sister is completing diploma of nursing in October, but her visa is expiring in December, I would say you she has to get some other COE for further studies so that she can extend her student visa. Because reason being, she is not eligible after diploma of nursing for her 485 visa. She is not eligible to apply for 485 visa. But yes, she can extend some visa. It can be a student visa. She can take up some studies further. Meanwhile, she can get her skills assessment APRA registration done as an enrolled nurse from APRA, and then she can start her PR process as an EN for 190 and 491, meeting all the requirements if she is meeting the requirements for the respective state, whatever she is living in. I have a question. Can I claim for regional points as I studied, lived, and worked in regional, but while on 485 visa? I cannot understand this question. Uh, you studied, lived, and worked in regional area, but while on 485 visa. Sorry, for the regional points to be claimed, you should have lived in the regional area and you should have studied in the regional area during your student visa. It's not during the 485 visa. So you should have lived and studied and worked, not worked. You should have lived and studied in regional area during your student visa. Then you can claim 5 points for the regional studies. What are the chances to get an invite for ICT security specialist and 95 points without work experience? New South Wales 190. So for a person who is working, who have a skill assessment as an ICT security specialist with 95 points, and they are looking forward for 190 New South Wales. Yes, this is exceptionally good points. You should be very hopeful in getting an invitation from New South Wales because they have just the requirement that you should be living in the state, no work requirements. But yes, people who are not working into their own fields, They would be inviting people with high points. So you should be very hopeful for getting an invitation as an ICT security specialist. I have a question from a sorry, I don't know the name. I have 5 years of carpentry experience, but I don't have a formal experience. I do have RPL done in 2021. Can you guide me how much points should I claim in my EOI? So if you have 5 years of experience and you have done your RPL in 2021, so till date, if you are still working as a carpenter, then you would be having roughly 21, 22. So you will be completing soon your 3 years, and you can claim your points in your expression of interest for 3 years, which will be, if it's an onshore experience, you can claim your experience for 3 years in your EOI, which will be 5 years. Krishina, what are the chances to get an invite for software engineer at 75 points for 491 with work experience? So, Krishna, if you have a skill assessment done as a software engineer, which state are you looking for at 75 points for 491 with work experience? And you're making 75 points and you're looking for 491 Victoria if you with work experience. Definitely, if you're working in your own field and you are meeting the requirements for the state, whatever you haven't mentioned the state, which state you are looking for. If it is Victoria, yes, chances are very high to get invited if you're working as a software engineer and you are living and working in regional Victoria. So after this, I would like to cover another update from the department. They have mentioned that very soon in November this year, they would be changing the work requirements for the 482 visa, TSS, temporary short skilled visa. Currently, the work requirements, prerequisite requirements for a TSS visa is 2 years full-time experience or equivalent part-time. So from 23rd of November this year, this experience for the 4H2 visa would be reduced to 1 year full-time or equivalent part-time, which is a very good news for people who are working into their fields, especially for people who are working into the wet sector like a chef, a carpenter, or a motor mechanic, for whom 190 or getting 491 might be at the time, as the department is not inviting much of the people in the wet sector. This 482 can be a very good option for them. Just complete your job ready, you are eligible to apply for the 482 visa. Definitely it is going to be a very good option for people with experience. And definitely, if you are not getting any of the GSM visa invitations, you can go for your 482 visa, which leads further to the PR. We have got a question from Umber. Hi, any chances for offshore medical laboratory scientist for 90 points in 491 with 70 for 190 and 65 for 189? So Umbar, if you are offshore and have you done your skill assessments and you're making 80 points for 491, definitely you should be invited soon. But at the moment, the department is keeping on a hold on the offshore applicants. But yes, in the coming financial year, they should be inviting you. You should be hopeful for the invitation as a medical laboratory scientist. We have got a question from Piral. Completed my diploma in community services. Can I know possibility get 190 in West Australia? So Piral, West Australia at present is closed, but yes, Western Australia do have two streams. One is graduate stream and one is the general stream. If you are not a graduate for the state, then you have to meet the requirements. Means for 190, you if you're making pretty good points, chances are you might get invited from the state. But yes, they have certain tiers. Tier 1 is for people who are living and working in Western Australia, and people who are interstate or offshore, they would be counted in tier 2. So you have to make sure which category do you fall, graduate stream or the general stream. Yes, they do have chances to get invited for West Australia in the coming financial year. Emlyn, what's the best visa to apply for as a marketing specialist based offshore? Also, how easy is it to attain a DAMA visa in care work? So, if you are looking for a marketing specialist, first of all, Emlyn, you need to get your skill assessment done from VETASES as a marketing specialist. That skill assessment would be possible if you are having experience as a marketing specialist, minimum of 1 year, 20 hours per week in your own field, if your qualifications are highly relevant to your field. Otherwise it would be more than 2 years. Once you are done with the skill assessment, you can start for your marketing specialist PR pathway from offshore as well, as most of the states are open to offshore applicants. At present, the states are closed, so you just wait for the new updates from all the states for offshore applicants. If you're meeting the requirements, definitely you should move out to start your process for the PR. I have got a question from Das. What about the hopes for getting chances of invitation for offshore 491 supply and distribution manager in next financial year with 70 points, including state points? So thus, if you are looking as a supply and distribution manager with 70 points, yes, you should hope to get invited for by the respective states, as almost all the states are open up. But yes, you need to work out on your points, as department is very might be inviting people with high the people who are having high skills and good experience as well as points also. Any hopes from accountants for accountants? Yes, accountants should not lose the hope. They should keep on trying for 189, 190, 491 in the financial year, new coming financial year. But meanwhile, simultaneously, they should explore other options for themselves, which can be employer sponsored visas. If you have experience as accountant for minimum 2 years or full time, or for 482, or if you have 3 years of experience as an accountant for 186 director entry also. But there will be some caveats which you have to keep in mind. For especially accountants, there are some caveats which are additional conditions to be met by the employer. So if you are looking for employer sponsored visa as an accountant, you have to keep in mind asking your employer that apart from other financial documents which supporting you for the employer sponsored, they have to meet these caveats. The caveats would be the company should have a turnover of 10 more than 1 million, and there should be minimum of 5 employees excluding the directors of the company. So yes, they should be hopeful in getting. If you are not being invited by the GSM visas, you should be still hopeful in getting invitations for employer sponsored, but you need to meet the minimum experience requirements and meet the caveats for accountants. We got a question from Dilini. What are the chances of getting 491 with 85 points as a chef in Victoria, working in regional Victoria? So Dilini, if you are working as a chef in Victoria and you're meeting the requirements, so you're living and working there, definitely chances are that you might be invited in the coming financial year. So Ubair has said that he have done all the skill assessment as a medical laboratory scientist. So that is good, and you should be hopeful. If you have done your skill assessment, keep on working on your points as well and apply for your 491 and 190 from offshore, so that you might get invited in the coming time. Kishni, what are the chances to get an invite for software engineer for both 491? I think I've answered this question before as well. So we got a question from Kanduri. Occupation is civil engineer. Age is 30. English, they have a 7 each. Bachelor's 15. Single and total making 65 plus 15 80. What are my chances? Please give me genuine opinion. So, Raghavan, as a civil engineer, if you're working and you're meeting the requirements of the state, then definitely with 80 points, you should be hopeful in getting the invitation. You should keep on working, but simultaneously, while keeping your 491 and 190 going on, you should work out. If you have experience as a civil engineer, you should work out other options. Employer sponsored visas could be very good options for you to explore. But yes, for that you need experience plus an employer who is ready to sponsor you. As I am telling you that GSM visa, people are just relying totally on the GSM visas 189, 190, 491. They should keep in mind that the department is not very keen on inviting all the occupations. Basically, it depends upon the circumstance, the the state which are you are looking for your occupation, and what occupation the state requires for them. What are the skill shortages going on in that particular state? They might be inviting you. So, keeping in that mind, you should work out other options for you. Employer sponsored visas can be very good option. As I was telling you that there had been changes for the 482 visa, which will be the work requirements has been changed from 2 years to 1 year, which will be implemented this year in November. So you should explore that option, which leads to PR, which can be very helpful for you. Try to find work in your own field and meet the requirements for 482 visa, which leads to PR as well. So we got a question from Dagup. Do we need to stay 2 years in 485 to avail visa extension in Perth? So the 485 2 years of 485 visa extension would expire this 1st of July 2024. No one would, even if you are eligible, you would not be able to apply for the 2 years of 485 extension. Irrespective of state, the 2 years of extension for eligible courses would close from 1st of July. So if you are eligible, you should apply at right now before 1st of July. We got a question from Deep Singh. Complete my cookery from Adelaide and doing my job ready from Adelaide and is about to complete in November. I have 85 points. What are the chances for the next financial year? So, Deep, if you are working as a chef in New South Wales and just wait for the news requirements for the state South Australia. They have a requirement that you should have worked for 6 months full time in your nominated occupation, which you are, and by the time you complete your job ready program, the state would also announce their requirements. Definitely, you have high chances to be invited for the 491 and 190 for the new financial year. So yes, start working on your points as well and apply for your state nomination. We got a question from Rico. For applying for Victoria 491 190, can I live in Melbourne or I have to live in regional? So Rico, if you are applying for 190 Victoria, you can live anywhere. In Victoria, it can be metro, it can be regional. You can work anywhere in Victoria. That is not irrespective of metro regional area. But if you are looking forward for Victoria 491, then you should be living and working in regional area of Victoria. We got a question from Sheikh Malik. Hi, what are the chances for retail hospital pharmacist with 70 points for 491 and 190, 80 points with zero experience? Offshore applicant, including skilled partner, applied for New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia, and West Australia. Do do let me know. Yes. Sheikh Malik, if you have done your skill assessment as a retail pharmacist, if you have cracked your CAPS exam, which is good, then if you're making 70 points and you are an offshore applicant, you should apply, as you all have said, you have applied for all the states. Keep be very hopeful, because in the coming new financial year, all the states would be looking forward to applicants, and they might be inviting you very soon. We got a question from Ripun. Are Indian students able to get 3 years of 485 visa as per India-Australia agreement, or they will also get 2 years of visa after 1st of July? So Ripun, as I earlier told you, if you have done bachelor's in STEM or ICT, you will get your 485 visa for 3 years, and if you have done master's coursework, extended or research, it will be 3 years. And PhD people would get, if you are a passport holder of Indian passport holder, so PhD would get it for 4 years. We have a question from Palvinder Gill. Do my nomination approve? Got my nominations approved in December 2023. Is it West Australia carpenter? How long to get approval for 190 visa? So Palvinder, if your nomination was approved and you have applied for your 190 West Australia as a carpenter, definitely the processing time for the 190 visa also has changed. So you just be patient. They will decide upon the application and grant you the 190. So moving forward to other updates from the department, we have got the budget for the 2024 to 2025. This year, the department has announced that they will be allocating 185,000 places to all the visas, out of which 70%, which is 132,000, would be allocated to skilled visas only. And which is as compared to the last year, the total allocation was 190,000. So this coming year, the allocation has been reduced, but yes, you should be hopeful. They have allocated 70% of the allocated seats to the skilled visa. So be very hopeful. They would be inviting people for 190, 491, and 189 visas as well. So we have got a question from Apurv. Early childhood teacher finishing studies in September and with 70 points. What are the chances in Victoria 190 and 491? Is it necessary to work in the same field? If you don't work, will it be less chances for 190 or 491? So Apurv, as early childhood, if you have completed your studies and you're making 70 points, very high chances in the coming financial year for early childhood pre-primary school teachers with 70 points. It is not necessary for 190 Victoria that you should be working in your own field. If you are working in not if you're not working into your nominated occupation, but you're working in any skill level 1, 2, 3, or even if you are not employed, you are still eligible to apply for 190 Victoria. And with 189 there, your employment has nothing to do. That you should have a skill assessment, 65 points and 6 each, which are the minimum requirements, but no work requirements as such. But yes, depends upon the department when they will conduct the invitation round for 189. But definitely early pre-primary school teachers have high chances to be invited for 190 and 189 as well. So moving forward, there are many updates I would like to share with you. You all might be knowing now, the department has announced that the work and holiday visa would be open to Indian, Chinese, and Vietnamese people also. So they would be coming up with the work and holiday visa for people from India, China, and Vietnam, which will be late 2024. So people from India will also be able to apply for the work and holiday visa. which was not possible earlier. And this would be a pre-application ballot process. They have to apply. There would be some places, and first come first serve would be the process. So they have to apply pre-application. It would be a ballot process. So yes, it is a good news for people Indian passport holders to apply for the work and holiday visa as well. So I think we are not getting right now any questions from the people. I would move forward to the other updates. We are getting questions from our clients asking for MATE. So MATE is mobility arrangement for talented early professional scheme. So this is a scheme introduced by India and Australia agreement. According to this MATE, people from India can come on a visa which will be up to 2 years. People who are Indian and nationals, and they are up, they should be 30 or below. They should be not more than 30 years. They can come to Australia on this visa, and the English requirement would be proficient overall of 9 and 5 each in all the four modules. And people who are having bachelor's degree, basically 2 years of bachelor's, and the fields would be renewable energy, mining, engineering, ICT, fintech, and agri-tech. So if you have completed your bachelor's in any of these fields, and you have done from recognized universities or colleges, then you can apply for this MATE visa as well, which will be coming soon in late 2024. They would be having 300 places per year for this visas, and they will get the visa to work and stay in Australia for up to 2 years. So this is also good news for Indian passport holders. We got a question from Nitesh. What are the chances to get 189 and 190 visa for telecom network planner in coming financial year? Which one would be good option to apply for 80 points and 85 points? So Nitesh, if you are a telecom network planner and you're looking forward to apply for your PR pathway in the coming financial year with 80 points, you're making 80 points, you should apply for your 190 and 189 and wait for the invitation and meet the requirements of the state. Definitely, yes, chances are to be invited soon. We got a question from Nizar. I have 80 points for 189 and 85 for 190, working as an early childhood teacher in Victoria. Is there any chance to get an invitation? Nishkar, Nishkar, definitely. Now all the states are closed, so they might Victoria would not be conducting any invitation round for 190 Victoria. But in the coming financial, once they open up and announce their requirements, they would be inviting people, and definitely you have bright chances to be invited. We got a question from Jaspreet Kaur. Lodged 189 as chef on 28th of December 2022. As requested, submitted for on 21st of December 2023 till waiting for the grant. So Jaspreet, if you have lodged and you have submitted all the requested documents to the department, just wait. They are taking time to grant the visa. So yes, and but if you want to know the process, you can just email them asking for the update on your visa. Nitesh, also working under contract in ABN can be counted as experience, right, for the 190 visa. So Nitesh, what is your occupation? You are a telecom network planner. Okay, so you're working as an ABN contractor. Right, yes, your experience would be counted, but all the experience should be post study. That is all good, but you to claim that points for that whatever experience you have, you should provide all the invoices and your bank statements to claim those points. Definitely you can claim your experience, but all the post study experience would be counted. So, apart from these changes, people, all of us know the department is coming up with changes to the student visa applications. Also, they have changed the English language requirement for the student visa. There are changes to the financials required for the student visa, which has been increased to 29,710 for the primary applicant, which used to be $24,510. And for the spouse also, it has been increased to $10,394. So yes, if you are apart from this, the GT criteria, genuine temporary entrant criteria, has been changed to GS criteria, genuine student criteria. Um, the department, if you have lodged your student visa application, and you're meeting all the requirements for the English, you're meeting all the financial requirements, and you have submitted your GT or GST accordingly. If you have after the changes submitted your student visa, you should be hopeful. But yes, they have tightened up the processing time. Funds has been increased, so you have to keep in mind that you provide all the requested documents for your financials, for your English, to the department at the time of lodging the student visa application. So we got a question from Raj. Any news for state allocations? Raj, at present, all the states are announcing their closure. So no updates from the state at the moment, but very soon we will be coming up with the changes allocations to the state soon in July, or maybe in June end. Yes, so, stay tuned with Aussizz and get the update once the department announce those requirements. So Gaurav has asked for 189, 190 New South Wales. What is current cutoff and which nursing profession, mental health, nursing, aged care, etc. have less cutoff? As I'm going to finish my degree in July, so that I will join the stream. So Gaurav, if you are in New South Wales and you have completed your, is it bachelor's of nursing, or what? Which nursing are you doing? Is it, um, if you are bachelor's of mental health nursing, aged care, they are all critical sectors. But to get a skill assessment into specialization as an RN, you need to have 260 hours of experience as an RN into that particular specialization. Either it can be mental health or it can be aged care. Try to find job into any of your specializations. If you find, then complete your hours and get your skill assessment after registration and skill assessment done from NMEC as an RN mental health, and apply for the PR for yourself. Nizar, any chances for 189 round this financial year? So, Nizar, we cannot say anything for the 189 invitation round. Um, but yes, stay hopeful for that. Maybe department might conduct very soon. So I think we are coming up with, yes, there is some questions coming up. Uh, bachelor's degree. So Gaurav said that he has bachelor's degree into as an RN into nursing. So so once you complete your qualifications, you have to apply for your AFRA registration and start working into mental health or as an aged care RN. Once you complete that specified 260 hours of experience into mental health or aged care, you can update your letter of determination from NMEC as an RN mental health or as an RN aged care. And both of them have high chances to be invited for 190 or 190 New South Wales, and for 189 as well. We got a question from Piyush. Agriculture consultant 491 in Victoria with 80 points. So, Piyush, if you are an agricultural consultant and you are making 80 points and you're living in Victoria Regional, and if you are working in your own field, very high chances to be invited for your for 491 Victoria. So, I suppose this is what the department I've come up with all the changes and the latest migration changes to the different visas. If you have any questions, please comment. So we don't have any more questions from the viewers. But yes, if anyone has any questions, just leave the comment and we'll try to answer them as soon as possible. So we'll take leave from today's live session. And thank you everyone for attending this live session. And if you have still any questions, we'll be happy to answer. We got one question from Oza. What are the chances motor mechanic for 491 with 65 points? Oza, you should work on your points. As I told you, 491, if you are in Victoria, chances are not very high. You should work on your points. If you are not working in your field, in your own field as a motor mechanic, okay, you are an offshore applicant with 15 years of experience. So, Oza, if you are for offshore applicant, you should apply for 491 and 190 and 189 for all the states, because all the states are open up for motor mechanic for offshore applicants. But if you have 15 years of experience, you can explore other options for yourself. If you can work for, you can go for employer sponsored visas. You can go for TSS visa 482. As I told you, department is inviting people, which leads to PR as well. So employer sponsored can be another options for you to apply for. But yes, you need an employer in that case who can sponsor you for that occupation from Australia. So you better contact some agency so that you can find someone who can sponsor you. So that's it. So we'll take leave from this live session for today. And I hope it was helpful answering all the questions for your all migration related queries. And if you still have any questions, just leave the comments and we'll try to answer you as soon as possible. So thank you for attending this online session. And yes, thank you.